Hello, everybody. My name is Martin Nelson. It is pertinent at this moment to do this video and training from the stable of our next man Footwears, and I'm going to be giving you the introduction. We're going to do several things. I'm going to teach you how to last. I'm going to teach you how to make upper design by masking your last, how to make insole design, how to make your insole design, then how to make the upper itself, how to make the insole, how to last it and get a good footwear. At the end of this training, I'm assuring you that you are going to be able to make a footwear that you can make use of. Now, let's go to the introduction. Talking of footwear, I would like to talk about footwear. What is footwear? It is not only shoe that you make in footwear. It can be shoes, it can be half shoes. You understand? I'm pluralizing it because half shoes can be of different patterns. Shoes can be of different patterns. Shoes can be a magazine, it can be a rubbers, it can be of any type. So that is why I'm pluralizing it here. So it can also be gloves. Are you getting it? It can also be Chelsea boots. It can be high heels. That is for female. Are you getting it? It can be a flip flop. That is the normal slippers you call bedroom slippers. That is flip flop. You understand now? It can be palm slippers. That is slides. We call it palm slippers here. So you have to note this. You make footwear. You understand? Now under footwear we have several types of footwears. So don't just say you are a shoemaker. So now I will be taking you on the tools. I'll be introducing you some basic tools, and while I'm writing the names, I'll also be giving you I'll be showing you. So it could be a practical training. Now talking of tools, the most important tool in shoe making, or footwear making rather, is what we call last. We call it last, and some people call it last. Now talking of this last is of different designs. It's of different designs, of different sizes. Okay, and it can either be male or female. A male footwear is different from a female footwear, male footwear. So the last will have to be different. The male last is different from the female last, because if you notice, the male leg is kind of broad like this. A man's leg is always broad at the front. Meanwhile, we have some men's leg that can be kind of streamlined. That is, it's going to be slim like that of a female. But a normal man's leg should be wide at the top, rather than a female leg, which is just like this. Look at my drawing, but you should try to get the idea of what I'm trying to say. If a female leg is different from the male's leg. So talking of this now, the last must be different. The male last is different from the female last. Now this is what we call last. This is what we call last, and this now is a molded rubber last. We have what we call rubber last, and we have wooden last. Now this is rubber last, and this is a particular design. Looking at it, you see that the tip here is kind of square in shape. So we have different pattern like I told you, and we have different shapes. Looking at it here, you can see there is a cut, and this is what we call a V-hinge glass. This is the V-hinge glass. We have the slide back, we have the slide front, so we have different type of glass. So that is that about glass. That is the most important tool in footwear making. Without this, you cannot make a footwear. That is the ultimate truth. Without this, you cannot make a footwear. And you have to note, talking of this glass, this now is mainly for shoe. We have glass that you use for slippers or sandals, and that's the one for sandals. We have a opening here, most especially if it is a slide slippers. It will have a cut here, so you have to note that. Now that is that about this. That is the number one tool. Now the second most important tool is this. Look at it. It looks like plier, but this is not plier. And I want to tell you, because this is a basic class. Talking of beginners class now, this is a beginners class, and this class I will be trying to tell you some immediate tools you can lay your hands on, even if you can't get the professional tools. This one is called plier. It is not the normal plier that electricians use. This is what we call lasting plier. You can see the nose, it has a bended nose, it has grips, and it has a small hammer. You can also call it shoemaker's plier. You can also call it shoemaker's plier. So here is it. With this is what you use to last. You use it to hold your material, your upper design, and you last it to the last. So that is that. Now, the next I will show you is this, and this is mallet. This is mallet. When you are making your footwears, you see there are some certain stages that you need to hit the upper, and to avoid damaging the upper, this is the best thing to use. There are some cases where you use hammer, but this is mallet. It has an upper head. It has a rubber head, so it doesn't destroy your material. So that is why you use that when you are working on your upper design, so it won't damage it. So we also have hammer. This is hammer, which is what we are accustomed to. This is hammer. Everybody knows what hammer is, but you know, hammer has an iron head. So if you are using a hammer on a very fragile upper design, it may destroy it, or it may create some kind of damages or other patterns that is different from the pattern of the upper design. So that is why when you are hitting the upper design, you use what we call mallet. Like I told you, it has a rubber head, so it doesn't destroy your material. Now, the next thing I will show you is this. This is the next tool, and if I will ask you, someone will say this is a paper tape. That is what we call it in Nigeria. That is not the professional name. This is called masking tape. This is called masking tape. You see the work, it is used to bring out design on the glass. A footwear design, when you use it, you mask your glass, then you bring out the design before working on it. So that is the thing about that. Now, look at this. This tool is not common, and I will also tell you another means that you can achieve this, even if you can't get this. This is called a scraper. This is called a scraper. Like, if you want to roughen a surface, maybe prevention you don't have a grinding machine as a beginner, you can do you can make your footwear right in your sitting room. So as a beginner, if you don't have this, you don't have grinding machine, you can lay your hand on a polished container like this. This is scraper. Sorry, scraper should be 1p. Scraper should be 1p. pardon that error. Okay, so this is what I call scraper, and like I told you, if you can't get this, you can't have your grinding machine to roughen the surface of your insole, probably when you want to last it. I'll show you when you get there how to do it, or when you want to skive. It's something we call skiving in footwear making. I'll tell you all those when you are working. So with this, you can achieve scraper. What you need to do is get your nail, get a nail, then punch it from inside of the tin, punch some holes on it, so it will have some sharp edges, sharp pointed mouths at the other end here. So after that, cover it like this, and you can use it to scrape. You've devised a means to cover up for your scraper. So that is it. And like I told you, that this is the most important, this is one of the most important tools in footwear making, the lasting plier. If you can't lay your hands on this lasting plier, you can also use what we call pincers. Where is pincers? This is pincers. You can use pincers. Okay, so let me put it here. Okay, so like I told you, pincers, you can use pincers, this in place of a lasting plier, but this is the most perfect tool for lasting. I have to tell you that. But even if you can lay your hands on this immediately, you can always get this around in some merchant shop. So you can use pincers. And use pincers for it. You know, those of us that did intro tech while we were in secondary school will know, or primary school, will know what we call pincers. So you should be able to get this. So that is it. You can use this. Now, this is another tool. This is more professional. This is what we call utility knife. This is utility knife. Some people call it blade. But we all know razor blade is different. Though it has blades which you can change. When this one is done, you break it. It has layers, and when you've exhausted it, you can change it. You can replace it with another blade. So maybe that is why they call it blade, but the name is utility knife. So that is that. And we also have what we call this. What is this? Scissors, right? Yes, this is scissors. This is normal fabric scissors. But meanwhile, in footwear making, though you can use this as a replacement, but it will get to sometimes when you'll be working on hard or thick materials, you have to use what we call industrial scissors. And this is it. You can use it. This is what you should use in thick, when you are dealing with thick materials. This is industrial scissors. You can see it's different. This is made from fabric, the one you are accustomed to that tailors use. So I'll just say scissors. Okay, you can use this pending the time. Then this is knife. You all know it. You can get a just small knife that is strong. You know, this we use it in place of skiving machine. You know, skiving machine, as a beginner you can get skiving machine. So if you want to be making it right in your room, you can use knife, a well sharpened knife, and that is why you have to get a file with it. Knife and file, let it go together. So whenever you are skiving and you see that it's going blunt, you can use your file to sharpen it again and continue with your work. So this is another means for skiving instead of looking for skiving machine. So I'll put knife and file. They go together. So that is that. Now, mind you, in making your footwear, you need a straight ruler. You need a straight ruler. Probably you should get a metal ruler. And also, you all know it's for measuring, and we have tape. The normal measuring tape. You need it, and you need your ruler. There are some cases where you need your ruler. There are some cases where you need your measuring tape. You know, for example, when you want to measure your instep, this is what we call instep in shoe. This is what you call instep in your shoe. So on the last, this is your instep. So you want to measure your instep. You can see it is a curved part. So a straight ruler cannot do this. You understand? So that is why you need to make use of your measuring tape to measure the instep. So the two has their different work that they do. Okay, they have their different work they do. So talking about that, so let me put it there. Measuring tape. Ruler. Okay, that is that. Now, this is what we call punch board. Okay, it is used for punching. You can see several holes there. So instead of, probably you are working on your dining table, so you won't damage the dining set. Understood? What you need to get is punch board. With this, you can punch your material on it. It won't create any damage on your table. So you have what we call punch board. And in replacement for this, if you can't get the punch board, that is not a big deal. You can get a plank that you'll just be using for punching, but this is meant for professional use. Understand? You get a meter punching when you are doing that. Okay, so don't say because you've not gotten a punch board you can make footwears. No, you can make footwears. You can get a plank and use that as a punch board. Okay, this brush that the normal painter's brush. Okay, this is the normal painter's brush, and this is used to remove dents when you are working. Probably where you need to apply gum, you need to dust it off so that you don't have some crumbs of leathers or other materials there. So you need to dust it off. This is what this one is used for. And this is another painter's brush. You also know it, but I've shortened the mouth so that it won't be wasting my gum. Okay, I've shortened the mouth, and this is what we call the gum brush. We have the gum brush. Okay, this is the gum brush. Okay, you've seen it. All you need to do is just cut it lower and use it for your gum. Now, I will be talking of this. Okay, this. Now, some people will say this is sugar. That is what they call it. But the professional name is what we call haul. Haul. A-W-L. Okay, you can see it has a pointed tip with a cutting. This is used for sewing. Okay, for sewing. If time permits us, I'll show you. For those that have not even had any experience in shoemaking, I'll show you how to sew. Okay, may God permit us and give us the chance to do that. Okay, now this is what we call punch. Punch always come in different sizes, and you can see this one is big, round, and big. This one is round but smaller to base. We have several punches. This one is just a kind of flat mouth. Okay, you can see it's different from this one. So it has different sizes. And they have different work. You can see this one now is star mouth. This one is star mouth. We have different punches and they have their different works. But they sell it for these round ones now. You can get it in a pack, and it's going to be in sizes. So if you like, you can buy it in pieces. If you like, you can buy the pack at once. So you can see all these ones, they have their separate usage. Different usage. Maybe the holes you want to punch, you see is different. It's not going to be too big, so you can't use this. You have to use any of this. So that is that about that. So talk about punch. This, it is not ultimately compulsory, but it is one of the tools, and that is why I'm showing you. This is what we call numbering punch. You can see it has the figures 0 to 9. So with that, you can combine it to write the sizes of the footwear you are making underneath. You understand? This is called numbering punch. So you can lay your hands on it in the market, where they sell footwears tools. So you can lay your hands on it. So that's about tools. Thank you. Now we'll move to, or the next thing we'll do is we'll move to materials.